Hey YouTube, it's Annabelle. So today is VEDA day number 4. So very exciting. It is August 4th. And since pregnancy is a part of our life right now, I'm going to include it in my VEDA series and all that stuff. I wasn't going to include my pregnancy vlogs in with the regular VEDA ones, but I figured since like my theme of VEDA is kind of like how we do things and how our lives are and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff, that the pregnancy vlogs are going to be included in my VEDA also. We are up early today, and I'm going to be doing this while my daughter eats her breakfast. So that way we're kind of getting two things at once, and that way we're not going and she is hungry. We have lots of shopping and garage sales and all that stuff today, so it is a busy day. And I know this video is going to be super long because there's so much to talk about, but I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible. Okay, so today is Saturday, August 4th, and we are 11 weeks and 1 day pregnant today. This week has been one of the most emotional weeks of my entire life. And we got good news, but we didn't get such great news. But I will just start, and I'm going to, again, try to go through this as fast as possible. Any questions, leave them below. So this whole last week, okay, so I've not been sleeping well. I wake up to pee anywhere from 4, 5, or 6 times a night. Crazy. Not sleeping well, can't get a comfortable position. I'm having a lot of trouble with my neck and my back, with pain and that kind of stuff. My appetite has gotten a whole lot better. However, I cannot eat fast. I have to eat very slow, and it's something that I've had to adjust to, because usually it's just you eat and then you're done. And for me, I'm even taking longer to eat than my daughter does, and we give her plenty of time to eat her meals and everything, so she can eat as slow as she wants, whatever. Well, I am outlasting her in time for how long it takes me to eat. Which is not a problem. I still have to eat, otherwise I feel sick. My morning sickness is so much better. However, my urge to puke is stronger. Like this whole last week it's been stronger. Like I've actually had to take a minute and kind of hold it down. Like, ugh. I have to just breathe and relax and all that kind of stuff. My headaches are better. They are not all day this week, which has been so nice. They are back to being just in the evening time. My bloat gets worse and worse as the days goes by. I feel huge by the end of the day. Like in the morning, like right now, even though I've already eaten breakfast, I have no bloat right now. But as the day progresses, and even like at nighttime, like I have a huge belly. Like it's just whoosh, and it is huge. And I look like I'm anywhere from like 4, 5, 6 months pregnant by the end of the day. Like it's just crazy. My boobs and my nipples are very sore. I grew up, or whatever you want to say, with sore nipples. If there was any kind of rubbing or anything like that, my nipples were very sensitive until I had my daughter and I did breastfeeding and pumping. And ever since then, my nipples have been like awesome. No sensitivity whatsoever, but that has all come back this week. They're very sensitive, even with showers or putting on clothes or any kind of like leaning up against or anything. Sorry, my phone starts going off now. Anything like that, they're sore. My boobs, they don't feel quite as heavy and full like they did last week. They're just sore. Like any kind of pressure just makes them hurt. If you can't tell, my nose is stuffy. I have body aches. Like I was saying, with not sleeping, my neck and my back hurt really bad. And also when I take a deep breath, my whole trunk going all the way back from my spine all the way around to my front. My trunk feels like it's just stretching, and it doesn't hurt. It's just very uncomfortable, and that's with deep breaths. And I'm still getting short of breath no matter what I do. Whether it's walking across the room or walking upstairs, I am short of breath. So now to the major things. So that's kind of a rundown of how my symptom stuff has gone. So now if you watched my 10-week video, you know that last week, like during week 10, I had really, really bad cramps, and then ever since those cramps, I have, sorry, getting choked up already. I've been having spotting. I had spotting all this last week, anywhere from 1 to 2 times a day. I have not missed a day. I know. Here, there you go. Did I already say this? Anywhere from 1 to 2 times a day. Haven't missed a day. And when I called my doctor last week, they weren't worried about it, not concerned at all. They just told me to call if I started passing anything. Because at like last week's point, my spotting was just either red or brown, just blood, and it wasn't very much. This week, however, it has been more in quantity, how much there has been. And on Friday morning, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was getting everything ready for the day and everything. My daughter was like eating breakfast, and all of a sudden I felt something fall into my underwear. Like I was standing up straight, and I was like, what? Like it was a bunch of stuff. It was like a mucousy snot consistency. There was a whole bunch of it, and there was pieces of some type of debris, is what they call it, in there. So I completely freaked out. I did, freaked out, started crying, thought that this was it, and had a really, really hard morning. So anyways, so Friday was so different. It was so completely different. So I called my doctor on Friday morning, and they had to, I live in a small town, so the doctors in our community also work in other communities at different clinics, hospitals, whatever. They don't just work at our clinic or hospital. So I had called in, and my doctor is not in until Friday afternoons. He is somewhere else. So I called the doctor and told all the nurses and stuff what was going on. They were like, okay, we'll get a hold of your doctor and we will call you back. And so what seemed like forever later, which it wasn't that long, but it just seemed like forever, they called me back and they said that they were sending me to the outpatient stuff for an emergency ultrasound. And they shouldn't have said emergency because that completely freaked me out. Oh my gosh. I was just like, oh, great. So I called my husband because my daughter was napping. And so he came home from work to watch my daughter while I went to the ultrasound all by myself. And I don't want to hear anything that my husband wasn't there for me or anything. He was there for me because he was able to come home so I could go get business taken care of and not disrupt our daughter's like life, attitude, day, whatever. So anyway, so he came home and I went to the ultrasound, and as they were getting everything ready, the ultrasound technician was talking about how lots of things can happen in the first trimester and everything, and how you know, I might not be 11 weeks along, and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, in my head, like I didn't say this out loud, but in my head I was like, okay, I need to know if I need to be happy or if I need to be sad right now. So we need to hurry this up so we can get it going. Like that was like what was going through my head. Like I had like no patience or anything, and I was like in my head. I was like, ah. But anyway, so as soon as she put the ultrasound thing, whatever you call it, on my stomach, baby appears, and the baby was jumping all over the place and just super active, and like the heartbeat was on the screen like right away. You could see it fluttering and everything, and so instantly I was like, okay. And she's like, there's definitely an alive baby in there. And I have been using my Doppler, and we have found a heartbeat this whole time, but I did not find a heartbeat on Thursday night. So I had not heard the heartbeat for, it was over 24 hours at that point. And so it was so great to see, and the lady was very nice, and then she started doing the looking around, finding out what was going on, trying to find if anything was wrong, or not going well, or anything like that. So, she said that, of course, they had to have it looked at and all that fun stuff, but she said that from her standpoint, that everything looks perfect. So that made me feel a whole lot better. So I had to wait until 1 o'clock that afternoon for my appointment with my doctor. So I went in for that appointment and got all checked out and everything, and they had looked at the ultrasound and everything, and so long story short with everything, they are keeping my due date at February 22nd. The ultrasound actually shows that that we are 2 days ahead. So the baby, yesterday, we were 11 weeks yesterday, and the baby measured 11 weeks 2 days. So that made me feel awesome that the baby is right on track, even a little bit ahead of where we're supposed to be right now. Awesome. With my daughter's ultrasound, she, with where my period was and how they were counting my weeks, she was 2 days behind, I think. Well, this baby is 2 days ahead, if that makes sense. So I did all this stuff. Okay, so long story short, sorry. Okay, so what the whole deal is that what's going on? Apple. You want another apple? Okay, I have to go get you an apple. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. There you go. Sorry, she wants apples. Okay, so I have a sensitive cervix, is what they call it. And so basically, okay, and I'm going to try to explain this really, really fast because I know this is getting long already. Okay, so your cervix before you have a baby just looks like a donut. Perfect circle with a little hole or whatever. This is how my doctor explained this to me. Okay, so after you have a baby, that center circle or hole where obviously stuff goes in and out of is not perfect anymore. So what can happen is that the lining is actually in there. Horrible demonstration, I know. So anyways, what he is saying is that I have a sensitive cervix. So anytime it is rubbed, pushed, anything, it's gonna bleed. Yay! Like, that's not good news. like that just sounds horrible. So my first thought was, okay, scarring and just like that can't be healthy and anything. He said it's very normal for people who have already had a baby, and he couldn't tell me if the spotting was going to stop. Well, it's not. It's bleeding pretty much. They call it vaginal bleeding is what he went with. He didn't really use spotting a whole lot when he said it, but then the nurses said spotting. So I'm probably just going to call it spotting or bleeding. I don't know which one I'm going to call it. But anyways, so your cervix is kind of tucked in. Obviously, your vagina is all the way around it. So anytime that there is any kind of rubbing, I'm going to have some, you need to chew. Are you okay? Oh, yep, we're good. We got a thumbs up. Anyways, so this could last the entire pregnancy. It could stop today. We just don't know. So I don't know. So anyways, so that to me, it's really good news. My baby is exactly where it needs to be. It's growing exactly how it should. Nothing is showing up to be wrong except my sensitive cervix. And so I kind of made a joke yesterday, and I was like, oh, it's just sensitive. And it's just, like, whatever. Anyways, it's a personal joke, I guess. But anyways, so some exciting things that I have to tell. So with my daughter, we had a nickname for her, and her nickname was Monkey. And the reason why her nickname was Monkey was because it felt like she was swinging around in there and just going bananas. And when we saw her on the ultrasound, she looked like a little monkey. And so since we didn't find out she was a boy or a girl, we called her Monkey. Because we didn't pick names out until I was about 20 weeks along. We picked out a boy and a girl name. But we didn't want to call the baby, like, the names or whatever. So we decided to go with a nickname. So this baby, we have a nickname already for this baby. The ultrasound technician, when the baby was moving all around and everything, she said, wow, this baby's a fighter. And, sorry, and we were watching it move and everything, and I was talking about it with my husband, and so the nickname for this baby, we have it already, is going to be Tiger. It just kind of fits with the whole kind of like this baby's a fighter kind of thing, and it's just, I don't know. So now when I can talk about him or her, and it fits for both. It fits for both. Some people told me that Monkey was just for a boy, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's either way. Well, Tiger's the same way. There's boy and girl tigers. So anyways, so baby's nickname is Tiger. And, yay, so exciting. And the last thing that I wanted to show you guys is our ultrasound picture. So there is baby. So this is the head right here. That's one of its arms, and that is the body. So anyway, so there is our little tiger. So very exciting. So we have a picture already. We didn't have a picture until 19 weeks with our daughter, because that's the first ultrasound that we had with her. But it's amazing to have a picture and for everything to be okay, even though we've had just such a week. It's just been such a week. And it makes me feel better that the bleeding has been identified, like where it's coming from, and that it's really not a big deal, and that everything's, like, for right now, going to be okay. And, of course, and my doctor even said this too, like, there's never a 0 chance of something, like, not going wrong. Did I say that right? There's always a chance something could happen. Like, there's always a chance something could happen after the baby's born. There's a chance something could happen to me. There's a chance something could happen to anybody at any time. So there's never a 100% nothing bad's gonna happen. But I feel really good about where we are right now, and it's just awesome. But anyways, we are going to finish up our breakfast and get on with our day. But anyways, you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And everyone who is pregnant, have a happy and healthy pregnancy. Some of my favorite videos to watch, you guys are back. I'm awesome, awesome, awesome. But yeah, anyways, You okay? Oh, you are all done? Okay, so perfect time to stop. Anyways, I know this is long. I am sorry, guys. There was lots and lots to tell. Any questions and stuff, or I'll follow up next week. But you all have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.